All right, so welcome back. Thanks for tuning into another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys the results of the no aeration overseed. But if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave it linked in the description below or up top here. So take your pick. You can go ahead and view that video and then come back here so you can see the before and the after. So stay tuned. All right, so if you guys been with me all year long, you know my yard was thriving. It was looking good. Midsummer, no heat stress or anything of that nature. The yard was just thriving, looking very, very good. But unfortunately, because of the weather and how hot it was, all the grass does not survive. So that's when I went to do the no aeration overseed. I used the alternative route, and I actually used the Sunjo dethatcher to dethatch the yard and remove a lot of that dead material. So I'm going to give you guys a week by week update on when I used the dethatcher and then I overseeded the yard. So this is the first week here. This is the first week after overseeding the yard. All I did was water the yard here. I didn't put down any starter fertilizer. I'm going to explain to you why. And this is actually late August when I started this overseed process, and I'm going to explain to you why I started that early also. But this is week one. The yard was very thin, but this grass seed started to germinate about 7 to 8 days in, because the temps actually dropped down a little bit lower. It was in the 70s midday with the lows of 80s midday, but at night it was like 60s, some lows of 50s. It looked like we was heading into early fall here, and this is in late August. So I started the overseed process. I knew that watering, I would actually have a longer time with water on the yard because it wouldn't be too hot, but the ideal temperatures will help the grass seeds germinate faster. So actually we go to week 2 here, and week 2 we're looking good. It's coming in, everything is coming in real nice. And like I said, all I'm doing is watering, keeping the process up. So now we come to today. I come out, now the existing grass is finally back at a height where it needs to be mowed down, because during the dethatching process I cut the yard a little lower because I wanted to make sure it was low enough where I threw the grass seed down, the sun will actually shine on the grass seed, and the grass seed will be able to get all the water, nutrients, and the sunlight to germinate without the existing grass overshadowing it and basically drowning out the grass seed from getting some sunlight. So that's why I cut it down a little lower, and it helps with the dethatching process. So this is the yard looking, like I said, looking bad, but I went ahead and actually mowed it today, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to actually start throwing down some fertilizer. I never throw down fertilizer with the grass seed because you want, like I said, you want the grass seed to get a chance to germinate and start to develop a root system before you throw down fertilizer on the existing grass, because the existing grass is just going to eat that fertilizer up and start growing right away. You do not want that. You don't want the existing grass to move faster than the grass seed, because like I said, it'll smother it out, and sometimes you won't get the optimum germination. So I waited. So now after a mow, I'm gonna use some starter fertilizer. Now the starter fertilizer of choice I'm using today is by Stay Green. It's a Stay Green lawn starter. It's a 2-in-1 soil conditioner. Now I know I told you guys in the past to use the triple action, the Scotts triple action. I like using that one, but I use the Stay Green lawn fertilizer basically all year on this yard. So I figure I'm gonna stay with the Stay Green lawn fertilizer on this existing overseed process, because it got the 2-in-1 soil conditioner, so it's gonna help amend the soil, and it got some other stuff inside of it. As you guys can see here, it's an 18-24-8 formula, and on the back here it got some calcium and some sulfur. So if you guys see that here, you can pause the video, take a deeper look, and it got all your spreader settings. This is a Stay Green product, but it got Scotts spreader settings on it also. Now when I was using it on the Scotts the mini edge guard here, it said use it on about 4.5 or 4 3/4, but I was kind of adjusting it because I didn't like the way it was coming out at that setting, and I went up to about 6 on my spreader. So as you guys can see, I went ahead, spread down the fertilizer. Now I like this fertilizer, but if you guys need weed control and weed protection, go ahead and use the Scotts triple action. You can use that one, because that's gonna help. It's not gonna help fight off existing weeds in the yard, but it's gonna help new weeds from germinating. So that's what this Scott's triple action, if you decide to go that route. If you decide to use the Stay Green like I'm doing here, then you're not gonna get any weed control. This is not a weed control product. This is just a 2-in-1 soil conditioner. But like I said, I'm gonna use that on this yard because I've been using the Stay Green products all season long. Now, why I started my overseed process so early, because like I said, certain grass seeds that you use, you're gonna need at least 21, 30 to 45 days for that root system to develop and actually develop a strong root system. So it's all about knowing your area. Now, I like to start late August because sometimes here in the Northeast, October, it gets very cold quickly. Sometimes we'll get a good October where it's still kind of warm and we actually get a fall. And then sometimes it goes straight to winter and we'll get snow. So living in the Northeast, I have to keep that in mind. So I like to start my overseed process late August because now that gives my grass seed a chance to germinate, establish a strong root system. It gives me a flexibility of cutting the grass multiple times, getting it strong enough to basically fight off weeds if I have to also. And then I can winterize it and get it ready for the winter months. Also, if you start early enough, when you overseed your yard, you can go ahead and walk the yard because sometimes you don't get 100% seed germination. So now, after 14 days here, I walk my yard. I seen some spots that came in a little light or some spots that didn't come in at all, not to my liking. So I went ahead, used my lawn tool to break up the soil and plant down some more seeds. That's why I start with a little earlier in the year, because it gives me the flexibility to do other things in that mid-September month, where now I'm still ahead of schedule and I'm not gonna run into them winter months and I can still get the grass roots to develop quickly. Get what I'm saying? So that's why I start early. Now, you guys, if you know your area, you got to start at your optimum time to start. I know, like I said, the Northeast, the weather is very tricky here. So starting a little bit earlier gives me the flexibility to come out, reseed if I have to, strengthen up the yard, get multiple cuts down, weed control if I have to, winterize the yard for later in the year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update video here. I didn't want to make it too long, but I wanted to explain to you guys and give you guys a showing of an update of the yard and how everything is turning out. Now it's time to feed the yard, get it back up to speed, and about another like 1 to 2 weeks, the yard should get a little stronger. And the more you mow the yard, it's going to get stronger. It's going to develop more of a strong root system. And right now at this point, phosphorus is your best friend. You need, when we're using a starter fertilizer, all three are very important, but the phosphorus number is always the highest because that's the part that's actually going to help you develop that strong root system. Now the potassium part, that is going to be like the overall harden of the plant, helping it fight off like diseases and stuff like that. And you don't really need that right now at this point. You need to worry about developing a strong root system. So this formula is an 18-24-8 formula, like you guys can see. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit it with a like, subscribe to the channel to keep yourself updated. Let me know if you guys are doing the overseed. Did you like the way my overseed process came out? Put it in the descriptions, let me know. And stay tuned because I'm gonna have the side yard update coming soon. I'm using a different method on that one. So hope you guys enjoy. Take care, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back with another update. So take care.